So, day after race wars, car's here. I haven't even offloaded everything yet. So yesterday's result, destroyed my muffler. All the hangers are gone, so it's just hanging off a bungee cord. Oh, had to run in the house to get my keys. But yeah, anyways, the destroyed muffler has to be repaired. Might do that today, but first things first, priority, gotta fix the water heater with the new water heater hose. Picked up a gasket for the header on the PLM header because I destroyed that gasket. But today I might mock the turbo kit just so I can do all the downpipes and charge pipes and stuff, but gotta put this on first. So got all the old brass line out, got the new heater hose in. I already cleaned the car out. So before I move my cars and get the CRX on a driveway here, I am sorting some of the built to drive decals and getting them ready to send out to some of my favorite YouTube channels in hope of some support. But I'm running out of stickers because I have too many favorite YouTube channels. So yeah, I'm getting these all sorted out, send them out, and continuing that. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do today is fix my muffler that broke off. There's a hole right here that the hanger was connected to, and I guess it, you know, with the vibration, it broke a hole in the muffler and lost the hanger on my way to the track. So this bungee cord did his job for me to get home without my muffler hitting my lower control arm over there. It's pretty shaved too from the rattling of the muffler. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unbolt the axle back to the mid pipe. I'm gonna patch this with a, hopefully I got some metal lying around. I'm gonna lay over it and I'm gonna patch it. I lost a hanger that was originally connected here with the rubber to here, and I lost that somewhere. So I have the bushings in the bin. So I found this in the bush, and I'm gonna use this rod and weld it somewhere that it would support the muffler. I'm probably gonna do from underneath, like hooking the muffler up rather than on top and having the muffler hang freely underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out, patch this up, and get this out of the way so I can make room for the CRX. When you're cutting or grinding, be sure to have either a face shield or safety glasses. And then I got earmuffs because this should be loud sometimes. So I had a 3-inch mild steel pipe in my scrap bin. Cut a piece of it off using that as a patch here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that down to bare metal a tad bit more, clean it with acetone, and I'm actually gonna TIG it because I don't have any flux core wire for my welding machine, and less mess. So my dumbass got comfortable in that camping chair, got stuck on my phone, losing daylight. But everything's all grind down to the metal. This flange, sorry, this hanger is gonna go underneath the exhaust, because before I had it on top on the other side, and that's what ripped the hole right there because the muffler was hanging out under the hanger. So I patched that up, I TIG'd it closed. Now I got this all mocked up. I grind with the cutoff wheel to ensure that I know the position of the hanger when I flap the metal to be clean. So that goes on like so, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wing it because I'm not gonna tack it, put it back on the car or whatever. I'm just gonna weld it shut here, and if I have to, I will bend this into place and get this all welded up now. Alright, so muffler is mounted back up. It's a tad bit higher. tigged in place. Now to move it off my main spot. Alright, so CRX is moved up. So two reasons here. One, took it on a CRX cruise, it was too damn slow. Two, I went to track yesterday, a lot of turbo cars kind of really want to do this turbo kit. And the reason why I'm test fitting everything right now is because I'm pulling the header off to install the donut gasket that I destroyed. I'm not sure if this is the right size because AutoZone people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, don't know what the fuck they're looking for, and they don't know shit by the name. So when they look onto their computer, they don't know what the fuck they're looking for. Anywho, I weld the test pipe, not the test pipe, I welded the extension for the header to the cat really like it's snugged, so I can't even pull the cat back to put the donut on. So I have to pull the header off to put the donut on to get it to mate with the cat. And while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna mock up the turbo kit. Fuck it. We're golden. So I'm pre-clocking the turbo while it's off the car. The way that I'm running this, I'm running the compressor side on the passenger side. Normally everybody running it the other way for EF because the compressor housing's on this side, and you can, you know, do your charge pipe coming up this hole, letting on straight to the compressor housing. But because I'm utilizing my stock radiator, I cannot mount the turbo forward like that, and with it in this position, it fits with the stock radiator. So pre-clocked the turbo housing, the cartridge, to have the feed going right up in between the runners right here. That's all pre-bolted up. Well, I don't technically need that on right now because all this is coming apart anyways, again, because it's not going to be officially on the car. Although I should have tightened up that feed, because if I tighten up that feed, then there's nothing else I need to do here other than the drain, which is easily accessible. The flange, I got to grind that down nice and flat so I can start mocking up the downpipe. I'm not even sure if I'm going to continue within the next 20 minutes or so. I really don't want to be out here in the dark. But I might just mock this up. Car is going to stay on the jack stand, pull the bumper off, do the intercooler maybe, and let's see how far I get. So my first issue that I ran into is the 12 mil stud. As you can see, there's no way I am able to get a bolt in there at all. I pulled my other single cam manifold from my box. You can see how it's notched right there for the 12 mils and studs. This manifold was on a single cam before, so I can guarantee this one will definitely work. So having to pull that turbo off and mount it on this one will give me the opportunity to tighten up the feed line flange. And I'm also glad that this line is long enough to kind of go in between the valve cover and then go into the back of the motor, where I'm going to feed the oil off the oil pressure sensor. And this is a giant line, but the restriction on the flange itself, I think it'll do just fine for the turbo. So I'm going to go ahead and do the swapperoo with the two. Intercooler is mocked. It's not bolted at all right now. I'm just trying to get it to where sit far as back as possible so I can mount the bumper without cutting the grill, how I originally had my other intercooler, which is a lot bigger. Not 100% good with aluminum welding yet, but I can TIG. You can see on this pipe here, I've done some pretty good beads. In some areas I just burn them right through or dip the tungsten. Turbo is in place. 12 mil bolts are definitely you know, able to thread in without rubbing on the cast manifold itself. Tile wastegate, 3-pound spring, and that's probably all I'm going to run. So right now I'm gonna finish mocking up the intercooler, get it all you know, bolted in place so I can see if the bumper will fit. Tomorrow, because I'm not using any of my power tools right now, I'm probably going to trim that, because you can see here it's just a tad bit more for me to turn this 90-degree cup inward. It definitely has about an inch more of you know, cutting space, and I have 2 of these. I might shorten it right here just so I can push it in more. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. Definitely this one has to be cut because it's already burnt right here anyways, and I'm probably going to cut it about, you know, yay much, and have that 90-degree going back door to back door. What I also noticed is I have a ZC hood with no fucking hump, which boggles my mind. But I noticed that the tile wastegate sits pretty freaking high. I don't know if I won't have any issues with the hood closing, but I'm gonna mount the intercooler tonight. Tomorrow I'll continue doing the downpipe, dump tube, and all the other shenanigans. So it's 10 o'clock. Gotta wrap things up. The charge pipe, it's steel, and I cannot weld that to aluminum, so I'm gonna have to extend that, weld aluminum on the make an elbow going up to a cup that's gonna go to the steel pipe, because I'm not trying to run the cup down here, then another pipe, and then to another cup to adapt to the steel. Instead, I'm probably just gonna weld it. I mean, I still have my original pie cuts from when I used to sit on the bandsaw trying to learn how to do these pie cuts. So maybe when I go get another tungsten, I'll make a, you know, back door straight back to a 90 cup. But the intercooler is done for tonight. The tabs in the back are bolted down to the lower rad support. This one is bolted to a flat stock that goes to the T-bar support, so that ain't going anywhere. I'm certain that my bumper will go on without cutting the grill. I'm gonna test fit that tonight, and I'm going to continue this tomorrow.